Hey, River family, it is good to see you. I'm so excited to be here with Randy. He did an amazing job on Sunday. We had lots of fun breaking tiles together, but we wanted to go a little deeper into some things that we hit on Sunday. The first one that we want to talk about is addiction. I think for me personally, addiction is something that's real, that is impactful, and that we need to be aware of, because I think sometimes we act like addiction only comes into the picture when it's the really bad stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it can be something as easy as making ourselves say that we're worthless in certain areas. That can be an addiction.
Wow.
It doesn't necessarily have to be drugs, as I mentioned on Sunday with myself and the prescription opiates through my accident. I mean, it's a numerous amount of things, Pastor Ty, that we can actually go through, but how simple we can just claim something and say, but yet Jesus says something totally different about us, and it's because of his blood that we get to say these things about it, that we have a new identity in him, that we are victorious in him, that we are released of the chains of our past and the addictions and everything else, and seeking him, because as we learn, on Sunday, she didn't care. She just wanted to get to Jesus because she had tried everything else. And I think with addiction, we try so many different things.
Yeah, that's so good. I think a definition or kind of the way we talked about addiction on Sunday was this idea of like trying to fill a hole inside of us with anything other than the answer.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like sometimes we create all these crazy definitions for things, and it's like, no. What's happening is when you are constantly trying to fill a hole with something that isn't Jesus, it becomes a coping mechanism, which turns into an addiction, because you have needs that you have to meet.
Yes, absolutely. It's so easy to you bring up the coping mechanisms. Coping mechanism could be food.
Yeah,
it could easily be food. It can be anything that just gives your mind a little bit of peace and a little bit of rest. But see, that's the thing of it is it's fake. It doesn't last, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But yet Jesus tells us in the Word that he has this water, and it's always going to last.
Come
right?
on. Yeah, that's so good. So we want to encourage you or give you the opportunity to think about your needs as not a bad thing. Right? The one with the issue of blood, or you in your situation, this is healing that needed to take place.
Absolutely.
This is not silly stuff that doesn't matter.
No.
Right? So these are real needs that are real, and actually the needs themselves came from God.
Yes.
And the problem is when we allow the world to take the place that Jesus is supposed to take in our lives.
Yes. It amazes me, Ty, how easy that we think that sometimes this is supposed to happen overnight because I'm a disciple of Christ. And I've heard the question, well, if I accept Jesus in my life, do I have to give up certain things? And the answer would be no right away, because the thing of it is we walk with Christ through these things, right?
Come on.
We're not, we are transformed. We are a new child in him. But the thing of it is sometimes those struggles are so real, we're not going to overcome them every time. Now, I don't want to put any doubt on God. God can do the miraculous through Jesus Christ, right? He can answer and deliver us right then and there. But that's not always the case for everybody, and they've got to struggle and they've got to walk. But the thing of it is, Jesus is always walking with us through it.
That's right. And so the trick is, with this and everything else, how do we find Jesus in the midst of it?
Yeah.
Right? So I want to give you the opportunity, even in this week, in your homes, in your time with the Lord, in your pain, in the midst of your addiction, to find Jesus in the middle of it. Because the key to your freedom, just like the woman with the issue of blood, is just to touch the hem of his garment. Just to find him in the midst of your situation. Have a great week, guys.
Take care.